This becomes harder and harder as the organization grows and has even more dependencies across even more groups, where it seems like meaningful things require everybody to be involved and everything is a project. As they scale, as they add more and more teams, as they add more and more product lines, as they start to do more and more complex things, a lot of the times they hit this glass ceiling in which they're wondering, where have we lost our ability to be a product lab? We've become a feature factory. We've become a project-driven organization. And they hit this wall where it's either we bring in strong program management capabilities, we give up on being a product organization, having the startup nature that we benefited from in the beginning, everything gets stuck. The product operating model essentially tries to provide an alternative to this approach. If we look at what we're seeing here, this sort of stalled product organization where there's very little work that happens in those empowered product teams, and more of the work is happening in the feature factory and even across multiple feature factories in the organization. What we want, if you think about it like a flipped pyramid where most of the work is in that feature factory, very little is at the base, which should be where most of the work is in empowered product teams, we want to essentially flip that pyramid. In a healthy product organization, we want the percentage of work that happens in empowered product teams to be much higher. We want to see most of the work happening in empowered teams that are aligned around outcomes, are able to deliver these valuable outcomes with minimal dependencies and steer with evidence. These teams can own discrete, but the key point is they're empowered to take ownership of that area and deliver product outcomes that drive business impact in that area. In order to create as many of those teams as possible, we often need different types of teams. We often need platforms, enabling teams, internal products that reduce the cognitive overload, that reduce the amount of stuff that each one of those empowered product teams needs to know. Teams that own, our mobile platform, our key, even those internal products should act as empowered product teams. They're empowered to build the platform or the know-how that ideally reduces the dependency on them and empowers those product teams to run on their own as much of the time as possible. The goal of these platform teams is to create a healthy pyramid where we're able to push as much of the work as possible into the strong base of the pyramid, which is those empowered product teams. There would always be some work that requires dependencies. It's unrealistic to expect that everything will happen in those teams. Know how to work with the work that cuts across multiple teams using a product approach. So even when we have a product group, we need to figure out ways to enable this team of teams to act as an empowered product group. They should be discovering and delivering value. They as well should be oriented around outcomes, around a metric that matters, that we want to move the needle on. And yet again, as we're managing these empowered product groups, we want to discover ways and explore ways to descale, to take some of the work. Maybe there's a repeating theme of dependencies, a repeating style of dependencies that continuously appears and is a headache. How could we do something by reorganizing our teams, our product topology, or creating a platform so that we can move some of this work further into the base of the pyramid, back to being an empowered teams?